Hello again, beloveds, and welcome back to this is Soul Stars of TVF, which translates to Soul Stars of the Violet Flame. I refer to you as familia, meaning family. Okay, and we are all souls, star beings. So, speaking of star beings, this brings me back to the topic that I was touching on a little bit in the last video, which is currently uploading. Make sure I have my beverage on hand this time. And it's time also for me to break fast. So, since I'm going to be doing so, I wanted to share how, confession alert, I love to play with my food. At the bottom of the bowl, I have a little bit of a squeeze of lime juice and tahine. I have a hard-boiled egg split lengthwise in half. And then I have some avocado here that already started to oxidize, but it's still good. My favorite part is the greenest part closest to, what would you even call that, a rind or a husk? Something along that line. So what I did was I took an avocado and I split it in half and, ran some lines in it, ran a spoon through it, and then drizzled lime juice over the top, as well as a hefty amount of tahine, and taking just a small amount of that and placing it on top of that egg. This combination, this is like a double, triple dose of protein right here. I like to get that protein in first thing in the morning, get energized. I do also still have part of a banana. I ate half of it already. And I just wanted to hop on here and share this yummy way to play with but also enjoy your food, because it's not going to waste. Yeah, simply a hard-boiled chicken egg sliced in half with some avocado, a squeeze of lime, and I did add some cracked pepper and Himalayan salt as well with that tahine, because I'm a salt lover. That Himalayan salt, probably about the only complaint I've really had about my food in the last couple of years is when I accidentally oversalt it. Nevertheless, cheers. Thank you for this food. So good. Again, so I can get it into a short, I love to play with my food. And in this instance, we have a hard-boiled egg sliced lengthwise in half with some avocado, a squeeze of lime, Himalayan sea salt, cracked pepper, and tahine. A hefty dash of that tahine, and enjoy. Thank me later. Alright, let's get this out of the way. I do plan on finishing it in here in just a little bit. But since I decided to go into Voyagers Volume 1, The Sleeping Abductees, there's a little bit more that I would like to share. particularly about the Zionites. Okay, I just have to get to, here we go. The Atheon had agreed to assist those Zeta who have made a commitment to non-violation of other systems. The Atheon offered their expertise and some of their genetic material to assist the Zeta in continuation of their species through genetic mutation. Out of this agreement, yet another strain of hybrid was formed, the Zeta human Atheon strain that we refer to as the Zionites. The Zionite strain constitutes a master race of beings whose abilities and powers reach far beyond the present moment of your Earth history. Indeed, this race has created by splicing together the best of the human strain with other highly advanced genetic material from other systems. The Zeta drew genetic material from the distant past of your species, and they also sent matured hybrids back into time to directly interact with humans. The past we speak of involves advanced civilizations that existed in your past historically, but of which you presently have no record. They are cultivated time travelers. Their strain is unique in its abilities of maneuverability through time. Their points of origin in dimension running adjacent to Earth and to your own and running along a time continuum parallel to that of your present. The Zionites have fanned outward in time within your third dimension and also within our dimensions. They are planets within your universe upon which Zionites can be found, and there are large groupings of them working with the Atheon in their home systems. Though in your present terms they could be considered a fledgling race, you must realize that because of their intertime abilities, they also are a fully mature race simultaneously. They exist as part of your future in your third dimensional world, but they are also a part of your past. Through the Zionites' involvement with your ancestors, they are also part of your heritage as humans, and they have had a tremendous effect upon the development of your species. Isn't that interesting? So recently I had a couple of people mention that they were having a little bit of a tough time at first, grasping some of the things that I shared during my storytelling times. But they end up returning, saying they're beginning to understand and they would like to know more. So I took it upon myself to create this space just for a moment, and then I'm going to go finish breaking my fast and getting ready for a nice lunch. This is not my lunch. This is just a way of breaking fast. I'm not even sure what I'm going to have for lunch yet, but I may just be full enough from this because altogether I have 2 boiled eggs, a banana, and an avocado split. So we'll just call her good, call it lunch, and delicious. So the Zeta successfully interbred with human females, beloveds. In case you're wondering what I'm hinting around at, you may have heard of these same storylines coming from different holy books pertaining to the fallen um, taking up the wives of man. Well, this is just a fraction of that, and just one of many um, stories that share similar truths, because at the end of the day, it isn't just a story, it isn't just a myth. It was happening and it is happening. So, they appear more human like when brought into the third dimension to have contact with human mothers. The hybrids presently cannot enter the third dimension fully. Their biology is not yet adjusted to the concentrations of matter density within which the third dimension is cloaked. They originate from and exist within an adjacent dimensional band of Earth. The Zeta are cultivating them within those coordinates, not within the present coordinates of your three-dimensional Earth structure. The hybrids are being cultivated to engage in an intersection with your Earth at a time point 400 to 500 years in your future. So it's fair to mention that there are different types of Zetas, and there are also different types of Zeta human hybrid beings, each designed to fulfill certain roles within the Zeta plan. Some appearing as large, thin white beings with wispy hair, usually white in color. When in maturity, they represent the firstborn strain of the race, and these possess the capacity to understand human emotion as you understand it, better than the more sophisticated strains that have emerged from them. They are the closest to human in terms of biology and physiological orientation. Other strains have been cited in your times during abductions. Oh, crap, I didn't really want to say that word. I was spelling it out in the last one, but too late. It already escaped the lips. The small dwarf-like creatures you call the blues and also the browns are hybrids, but they were specifically created as the worker strain. These are not simply Zeta human hybrids, but represent a conglomeration of genetic material derived from other dimensional species as well as from human DNA. Unlike the Zeta human hybrids, the blues and browns do not possess a high degree of intellectual or intelligence capacity, nor do they harbor within their gene structure a large scope of evolutionary probabilities, which is why they need us, beloveds. They're linked through a hierarchy of centralized minds and are programmed or contoured to serve the needs of those higher up on the evolutionary scale. These beings will often be found in proximity to the whites, serving as guards or general soldiers. Alright. And the next time I go into this book, we are going to go into something a little bit different. I like to bounce around here in these documents and, not just like be sitting here reading from a book and being all boring. Like, I'm okay with being boring, but look. Even I have boundaries. 12 tribes is what we will be going into the next time that I go into this book. And I want to thank you so very much for tuning in. Don't forget to try to play with your food a little bit. I mean, if you can stomach these types of foods, I highly recommend this combination with the avocado, the egg, and the different seasonings. And don't forget the lime juice. All right? Yes, thank you so very much for tuning in. I look forward to diving more into this with you at another time. Until then, with much gratitude and appreciation from my heart chakra to yours. Brightest of blessings.